So we all know that the California Air Resource Board is a friggin' disaster. This is nothing new. But about 4 months ago, the media also knew it was a disaster. And they were like, look how disorganized this is. We're asking basic questions on, will gas prices go up doing what you guys are doing with this vote? And the California Air Resource Board didn't have an answer. They didn't want to talk about it. They did everything they could to avoid it. And well, here we are. Roll the intro.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest
Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, represent, gotta represent.
So welcome on back to TK's Garage. Some of the good news for you if you are in California is a lot of the teeth, a lot of the power that the California Air Resource Board has is about to go away. The federal government, whether by the executive order signed by President Trump yesterday to go after unconstitutional laws with not Congress, with not the EPA, the Department of Justice, Pam Bondi, is going to come in and start checking books, looking at numbers. Think about it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. Think about it as California's very own Doge. It's coming. California has other options. There's other things that could happen between the Transportation Freedom Act, multiple congressional review acts. But one of the last major things that they did literally screwed not just you guys in California, but us too here in Nevada. And that's gas prices. While everybody else in the country is enjoying that under $60 a barrel oil price, which means gas prices are coming way down, they're not here, and they sure the hell ain't happening in California. I'm going to roll this quick clip here from the news, and it's amazing what the news thought just a couple of months ago.
Following up with the California Air Resources Board as it prepares for a vote that is expected to raise gas prices here in California. The board is refusing to provide California drivers an estimate on just how much prices could rise.
KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala spoke to a state senator who is part of the board and has an update for us. Ashley?
Lisa and Andrea, the California Air Resources Board continues to face scrutiny for its lack of transparency here. As we reported last week, the board ignored our request for an interview on its upcoming vote, and now the board's communications director has just completely stopped responding to our requests. So every day so far this week, we've asked CARB's communications director for an interview with the leader of the board, Chair Leanne Randolph. The communications director, Lise Mendez, and public information officer, Dave Clegern, have not even acknowledged these requests from this week. This comes after Mendez last week kept solely providing us with written statements while brushing off the request to actually interview someone with the board. Again, what we're trying to understand is the board's upcoming vote to update the state's low carbon fuel standards. The board has acknowledged that vote will impact gas prices, but it can't keep its story straight. Last year, they said it could be up to 47 cents, but last month, the board told lawmakers possibly 8 to 10 cents. And now they're saying there's no direct connection between the standards and gas prices, and they won't talk about it. So Democratic State Senator Henry Stern is a non-voting member of the California Air Resources Board. He can't speak for the board, but is meant to serve as the bridge between the board and state lawmakers. In an interview with me, he said the impacts to drivers will likely not be as scary as some are making it out to be.
A little bit of a fool's errand to sit here and say that the program will be this expensive or that expensive. It will be pricey if innovation comes to a halt. That's a fair point, right? Like if the EVs don't take off and that doesn't come through, the LCFS will be a pricey policy. If it keeps chugging along, though, I don't know. CARB has some incredible technical prowess, not a PR machine, not necessarily good at communicating this to the public. That's where folks like me have to come in and just, I don't know, cut through it a little bit.
Now, according to state data, there are about 1.1 million regular passenger or light-duty electric vehicles registered in the state. That's compared to the 25.6 million gas-powered cars registered in the state. I asked Stern if he supports the proposed updated standards. Here's what he had to say.
I've had frustrations with the process just because, like a lot of folks have. I mean, once you're within a California debate, right, and we're just within our own little bubble here, everyone can kind of gripe about what they don't like. So I tend to want, stronger environmental standards and stricter standards. Maybe I wanted the airline industry included, for example, and they got exempted. All along, we feel like the oil industry has been having this campaign to scare people about the cost of climate programs, because the fact is, I mean, the LCFS eats into big oil's market share, right? I mean, that's ultimately what it is. It's straight up competition with oil and trying to get other fuels into the mix. And we think diversity is security, and that it helps the environment too, but it's really about trying to get some competition so we're not all just stuck relying on one fuel.
Now, that vote on the low carbon fuel standards is set for November 8th, 3 days after the election. We will continue making these interview requests with the Air Board.
All right, Ashley, thank you so much for trying and following up on that. The California Air Resources Board tomorrow has a meeting scheduled in Sacramento at 9 a.m.
So basically, don't look over here. We have nothing to tell you. And now we see where the prices are at. So right now, California is seeing surging gas prices, the same thing that we're seeing here in Nevada. And as you saw in that wonderful news clip, the gas price in California a month ago today was $4.61. That was the estimated complete average, okay? The current average in California is $4.92. That is effective right now today. Now, what's crazy about that is the reason why the gas price has gone up what it did and why it's expected to go up another 3 to 5% in the next 7 to 10 days is because the California Air Resource Board is continuing to play games and do these unconstitutional policies that are forcing out refineries. And as it's very simple, you guys know how supply and demand works. As more refineries go down, gas prices go up, period. Not only for you guys there, but for us here. And we're tired of it. There's no reason why we should be seeing $4 gas here in Nevada when we were almost down. Like, there was gas stations literally 3 weeks ago that had $2.99. I was like, holy crap, there was a 2 on that gas station sign. What? But now we're back to where we're at here in Nevada because we got to get our gas from over here in California because of the games and the Mickey Mouse crap that goes on by the California Air Resource Board. I hope, and this is the sad part, I hope gas prices go to like $7, $8 a gallon in California. I know you guys are going to be like, F-U-T-K, why? Because when the average person, even the person that has money, is going, holy crap, why the F is gas prices $9.50? Why is gas $8 a gallon? They'll start going, oh, maybe some of these policies that I keep and some of these people that I keep voting for and some of these people I keep dealing with are causing the issues that I'm having. Maybe I should go start checking out that Reform California YouTube channel if you live in California. Maybe, what I vote for actually can make a difference. Because here's the thing, if it doesn't change, I know that the DOJ is going to put things in place should Congress stall on these emissions policies, which I don't see it happening. But let's say they do. I know the DOJ is going to viciously go after the state of California for these very issues, like the refinery shutting down and jacking up prices. But I leave the question to you. What are you seeing for gas prices in California? Put that in the comments. I want to see like wherever you're at, city and gas price. Just drop it in the comments. And do you think CARB, and I'm looking at for both sides, okay? Look, I understand that some people will be like, but they have done great. The air is so much cleaner in California. That could be accomplished without these dumbasses. Here's the thing that pisses me off more than anything else. You know, as CARB is losing some of these executives or these higher ups, you know where they're going to work? Oil companies. I did a video on that. They're leaving because they know the federal funding is drying up. There's less money that they have. It's why they went from a $2.6 billion budget for grants that they gave out in 22 and 23, those years, to year 24, 25, 35 million, and you've given out less than 3 million of that over that last 24-month period. That's bad. There's a reason for it. They're running out of money. Period. The state of California is in trouble, money-wise. Look at their healthcare system. But I digress. I want to know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.